This is the bacon and eggs of breakfast.
Thank you everybody for working so hard to get us to this point. Today we open Steakhouse 71 to everyone in the world.
You're making me nervous. Should I go like this? I'm vertically challenged. Get her stool. All right.
Ready to be open. 1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, Pete Werner here at Steakhouse 71 on October 1st, 2021, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World and the official reopening of this restaurant. Previously, The Wave. And if you've watched any of the shows, the vlogs I've done over the last few years, you know The Wave was one of my favorite restaurants on Disney property. I was extraordinarily nervous when they said they were closing it down, redoing it, and reopening it as Steakhouse 71. So this morning, we are here for breakfast. It is Drake Shadwell with movingtoorlando.com joining me and being a good man holding this camera. And I'm proud to say we were the first table seated for the first service as Steakhouse, the first official service as Steakhouse 71. They've done some media events. I was here yesterday trying out some of the food for dinner, and we're going to do a dining review later tonight. But breakfast, this is the first one. So we're ordering everything. Not everything, but what I'm really happy about right now is that this menu has stayed fairly consistent with the menu from The Wave, and more importantly, and this is true of dinner as well, so have the prices. Disney did not take the opportunity to redo this restaurant, and a very elegant redo, I might add. They did not take the opportunity to redo this restaurant and then bump the prices of everything up. And I can tell, like I said, I had a meal here yesterday as part of a preview. And because I did not pay for it, I will not review it. I won't even tell you what I thought of it. That I'm saving for tonight when we come back, because just in case anybody wonders, I've had a policy for years. I don't review, my team, we don't review anything if we're not paying the same thing you are. We can use a publicly available discount, but we can't be comped for a review. We can't be none of that stuff. Hotels, restaurants, trips, whatever we do, we're paying the same thing you are. That's the only way we can give you a fair review. And I'll be honest, I'm invested in this restaurant, right? These people have become my friends. And so I just want to be transparent about the fact that I'm pulling for this restaurant to succeed more than, not that I'm hoping with other new restaurants they fail, but this one, I really want this to do well. I'm gonna work real hard to be honest about what I think, but I'm a little biased. I've got to be honest. I'm a little biased. I can't come eat in this restaurant without them. They know I'm here, and so obviously any food that comes out is probably going to be picture perfect. And we did order half the breakfast menu because I want to try everything I can and get pictures of it. But I'm excited. So let's see how breakfast goes. Okay, so some of the 83 items I've ordered for breakfast have started to make their way to the table. Had a chance to try some stuff. I ordered the fresh baked breakfast pastries that were $10. It's a croissant, a cinnamon roll, a muffin, and I can't think of the name, like a cream cheese tart type thing. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. Maybe because it's like 7:30 in the morning and haven't had more than 5 hours sleep in the last 2 days. And that, it was what it was. I thought it was a little overpriced at $10, but but it's not, it's the stuff that they're cooking that matters to me. So the seasonal pancakes, which are $14, come with a choice of bacon, pork sausage, or chicken sausage. And these are pumpkin spice. And they're good. They're good. The problem is, there's another item on this menu that I am dubbing the bacon and eggs of breakfast. And that is Walt's prime rib hash. Now, I am not a breakfast hash kind of guy. And they were talking to me about this last night, saying, you've got to try this hash. It's amazing. It's a seasoned prime rib, fried potatoes, caramelized onions, peppers topped with a fried egg for $17. This is the bacon and eggs of breakfast. I can't stop eating it. Like, we've got like other stuff on the table right now, and I go, oh, that's really good. That's really good. Like, where's that hash? This is something you go out of your way for. This is something you go. The spices, the seasoning used on this prime rib is to die for. I can only hope this is the seasoning that's going to be on some of the other steaks at dinner, because it's wonderful. It's oddly familiar. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. This dish is fantastic. And again, $17. We're talking about a table service restaurant steps away from the Magic Kingdom. I really, really want to emphasize that. That was what always impressed me about this restaurant. It was an anomaly in the world of Disney, where it was convenient, the food was fantastic, and the prices were reasonable. And, I've said this about the breakfast when it was the Wave. It's a really good breakfast, a very inventive menu, and it's walking distance to the Magic Kingdom. I also ordered the Eggs Benedict, which were $15, and they were good. The problem with the pancakes and the Eggs Benedict is that this hash was so good, that everything else was going to pale by comparison. And I feel sorry for the food that's coming out next, because I don't think there's anything they could possibly serve me that's going to be better than this prime rib hash. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Hey everybody, Pete did an excellent job covering that Walt's prime rib hash, and so I will say my first bite of it was in complete agreement. I loved the taste of that prime rib, and the eggs and the potatoes did a really good job complimenting it. I'm gonna hop over to some of the other dishes that we ordered, specifically the American, because the American breakfast had, I'll go ahead, it's 2 eggs cooked to order, breakfast potatoes with a choice of bacon, pork sausage, or chicken sausage. And it doesn't even mention it here, but it comes with grits. And I don't know why they don't mention it in the description, because it's the best part of this dish. It has a lot of flavor, really good texture, and I mean, I'm from the South. I'm a South Carolina, I grew up in South Carolina, and grits, I love it. And what's great about grits is you can put anything in grits. You can stuff it full of cheese, you can pump a bunch of salt and butter, whatever you need, and just fill something that doesn't have a lot of flavor and make it your own unique flavor. And that's what they did with this one. That's what they did with these grits. The eggs were okay. The eggs Benedict was really good, but I just kept eating the grits. That's what I kept going back to. The other item we ordered were the Steakhouse 71 seasonal pancakes. And while we're here, they were the pumpkin spice pancakes. And they were really good. They were $14 and had a really nice espresso-infused maple syrup. It really filled it with flavor and made it taste more than just your traditional pancake that you normally get. And between these two dishes, both of which were $14, both the American breakfast and the seasonal pancakes, you have a lot of choices for your breakfast entree. And that's even if you're not going to go with a Walt's prime rib hash. So I agree with Pete that is something that you can go out of your way for, and you can have enough variety because there are enough items on the menu that you're going to bounce around. As you know, I'm new to the team, but even being new, I know how much the wave means to everybody and means to, you as the audience, because we've made such a big deal about it, and I'm really happy. The meals were great, the atmosphere is fantastic, and the energy you can feel from the staff, that really took me by surprise. They're excited to be here. They're happy to be here. They take pride in their work, from the servers to the kitchen staff to the GM to the chef in the kitchen. Every single one of them takes pride in the fact that they're a part of this restaurant that did so incredibly well, went down, had a renovation, and came back just as strong. I'm impressed with the atmosphere, the staff, and the food. Can't agree with Pete more. Run, don't walk.
Okay, so we ordered eggs Benedict, we ordered Walt's hash, we ordered the Continental American breakfast, we ordered steak and eggs, we ordered pastries, coffee, Coke Zero, and again, there's only two of us here, and we tried the pancakes. Let's not forget the pancakes. We ordered those too, because I wanted to get a really good cross-section of the items, and I'm really glad I did that. Not only because the food was good, but because I got to see this incredible restaurant, this inventive menu, these really reasonable prices. 5 entrees for breakfast, $111 before my annual pass discount. I want you to think about that for a second. Walking distance to the Magic Kingdom. Right? Walking distance to the Magic Kingdom. And you are, and what I was afraid of, the thing I was most afraid of, was that they were going to take this great gem, this hidden gem of a restaurant, and they were going to screw it up. They were going to raise the prices, they were going to really blow up the menu, not even the menu, the dynamic of the kitchen staff and how they work together and how they create the things that I came to love so much at the Wave. And you know what? They didn't. All of that stayed preserved. The talent, the inventiveness of the menu. Walt's prime rib hash, that's my new thing. At breakfast, it's Walt's prime rib hash. At dinner, it's the bacon and eggs. They did, I'd hoped, but they did the impossible. They threaded this needle. This is a reasonably priced restaurant steps away from the Magic Kingdom, serving amazing food. The service was wonderful, the food was great. Were there certain things that I, prefer? Yeah, of course, but it was all good. It was all good. So I am very, very happy to be able to tell you, Steakhouse 71 is the new Wave. And run, don't walk. Run, don't walk. And I'm going to tell you, get your reservations now, especially for dinner. My intuition tells me, as word gets out on this place, it's going to be very difficult to get a reservation here. And we'll talk about dinner later. But I think breakfast alone is going to be hard to get a reservation. I think dinner's going to be almost impossible. So that will do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show, or however I choose to brand this. I may do any number of things with this, but assuming it's going to be the Disney Dining Show, that's going to do it. We'll see you next time.